Hello, 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 hello. How are you? How are you? Welcome, everybody. I'm still trying to adjust my thing here. Okay. That I don't want my head cut off. There we go. There we go. Hi, Robin. How you doing? Hi, Betty. How are you? Thank you for stopping in. Do appreciate it. I am here. I just pulled my earbuds out of my ear, child. I was on the phone. So I said, it's 8 o'clock. I gotta go. I gotta go. So hello to everybody out there in Facebook land and YouTube land. Thank you for stopping by. I know you're going to be watching, and I do appreciate it. If you want to come on in, come on in. We welcome everybody, old, new, and everything in between. So, um, hi, Carol. Hi, Pearl. How you doing? Thank you for stopping in. I was just welcoming those that are watching that aren't in, and also welcome and thank you for stopping by for those that will be watching the replay. I know there will be some that won't get a chance to catch me, but they'll watch the replay. And I thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and all of the support that I get from everybody. I am so grateful and thankful for. How you doing, Val? How you doing? Good evening to everybody. So I got people coming into the chat. Hi, Deborah. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everybody's coming in here. And what have I been doing this week? Well, you got a whole. Well, I'm not gonna say you got a whole different look, but you got a somewhat of a different look because you don't see my thread um, wall. I have my computer aimed straight to the back. My machine is directly behind me, and the thread wall is over there. Well, over here, but it's not there anymore. I took my thread off the wall. So my thread is no longer on the wall in the case. I have put my thread in containers, and here is what they look like. This is the container that I got that I have put my thread in, and I have all my thread color coded in these boxes, and I don't know how that's gonna work. We shall see. I have been told that when I get ready to do my first project, I'm going to regret the fact that I've taken them off the wall and put them in a box. But we shall see. I've always wanted to get them off the wall because they recommend that you keep them covered so the dust doesn't get on them, the sun doesn't fade the color, and so forth and so on. And I've always had that in the back of my mind, and I always thought about doing that. So I had mentioned to, I believe, the ladies in the sew along group that I had ordered some containers to put my thread in, and that I had caught this BOGO sale where you buy one get one free. And so that's what happened. And I have to tell you that I'm not recommending that what I bought. And you know what? You should always know that anytime something is a little bit too good to be true, there's a problem because it was buy one get one free, and I got twice as much of what I would have got for the same price. Normally the cases that I've seen and looked at run about $40 a case, which is ridiculous just to put your thread in. And these were allegedly $40 each, but buy one get one free. And I got enough to put 240 um, threads in for right at $80. So normally they would have been costing me around 300 some odd dollars. So that should have been the clue right there. But I jumped right on it because you know how it is. When you see a bargain, you try to go for the bargain. But now that I have them, I realize that the quality of the boxes aren't that great. So I don't know if I'm going to keep them or not. I've already gotten in touch with the company because one of them, the lid was cracked, and I told them about it. And then when I finished putting all my thread in there, another box was cracked, and I had to get back in touch with them and told them that. And I did mention to them that I had a YouTube channel and I do talk. So I've not called any names, but uh, I'm not recommending these um, cases because of that. Because again, like I said, uh, oftentimes if it's too good to be true, then it is. Although they have been very nice, I will give them credit for that. They have been very nice, and they have shipped out replacement. And I did mention to them today, or actually yesterday, when I discovered that the second box was messed up, uh, requesting whether or not I could return them because I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep them because I wasn't quite satisfied with the quality. And they did tell me I could do that, even though I have unwrapped every one of them, taken the paper off of the cellophane and all of that advertisement and stuff, and pitched it. And they said that I could return them if I wanted to. So stay tuned. I still have my thread organizers. I didn't wasn't going to get rid of them and didn't get rid of them. They're still in the house. Although my husband has put my pegboard up because I wanted to put a pegboard up. And if I turn this around a little bit, there you go. You can see that the pegboard is up, and that's where the thread was. So I got the pegboard up, and I plan to put some baskets up on the bottom so I can put little whatnots and have you. And I want to get that looking a little bit better. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do that, how I'm going to put what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, or what it's going to look like. But I'm not going to have it looking like that. So, but anyway, that that was my plan. I'm trying to organize my room and make it more efficient. And the one reason that I did this, and I'm going to twist it around one more time, that was the reason I did everything that I did. Let me see. I needed to have, and ignore the boxes on the bottom, but I needed to have my cutting table. That's what I needed to get into this room. My cutting table. I had the table in here, but I had it folded in half. I think I had told you guys. And I wanted to let it out so I would have room to lay things out and I got my runner on here and everything, and I can lay the whole thing out. And so I have room. So that was the whole purpose of redoing this room and actually making it look a little better and functioning a lot better. And I have more room to move around because it was getting cluttered and cluttered and cluttered and just squeezing in on me and about to drive me crazy. So that's what I've been doing all week. Anyway, just wanted to tell you guys what I've been doing. Hi Terry, how you doing? Uh, and Robbie, you said you thought it looked different. And Pearl, how you doing? Carol, I know it is better to not have thread out, but it sure is easier to see it all out at once. And it is so pretty to look at on the wall. And you know what? That's exactly what my friend was telling me. She said, well, I like the way it looks on the wall. It looks so pretty. It looks this, that, and that. And I like it too, to be honest, but I do like it. However, the other reason why I not only did I want to protect the thread, because that's what you're supposed to do, that hanging thread was driving me crazy. And I never did religiously take the time to put the little huggers on there, the little plastic or silicone huggers that you can put on your thread to keep the thread from winding down, or try to stick it up in the little catch thing which some of them have. That, you know, when I'm moving and grooving and doing stuff, that's work. So I just had all these thread tails hanging. Ooh, that was driving me crazy. I couldn't stand the way that looked. You can't see it from afar, but when you're in here and you're up close, you see all this thread hanging. And that's wasted thread because they end up cutting it off and all of that and stuff. So that was the other reason why I wanted to get it off the wall because I just could not tolerate that thread hanging down like that anymore. So if anybody else has any better suggestions, let me know because I'm struggling with this. Now I don't remember the name of the thread, unfortunately. But there is a thread company or brand that has a little dome that goes on top of it. And I said I was going to look into trying that thread out simply because of the dome. That way you can keep your thread out, keep it covered at the same time. And I thought that that was the best solution. And the thread, I think I looked it up, and the thread wasn't that expensive, but I don't recall the name of it anymore. So if anybody knows what I'm talking about, you can put it in the comments. That'd be great because that's the other thing that I had thought about. I love Floriani thread, and I had said I was going to convert over to Floriani, and I've been doing that slowly but surely. Every time I would replace a color, I would do Floriani, and because I wanted to go all out Floriani because I love their colors. I love the vibrancy of their colors and the sheen and everything. I've not tried candle. I know a lot of people are kind of trying giving candle a try. Uh, don't have anything against that, but I'm not a thread jumper. I have several different brands that I use. I use Floriani. I use some Sulky. I use some Madeira. I use Metro EMB, and I have a couple of spools of coats. And I think those are the brands that I have. I don't think I have anything else. And I really have not have any complaints. Now I do have a whole container of the little sim threads that I bought when I very first started embroidery, and try to use it on my brother SE 1900, and it does not like that thread. And I have used it on occasion on the 10 needle and haven't had any issues with it, but I just forget to use it, and I don't know I don't think it's a bad thread. I really don't. I think the thread is okay. My machine just didn't like it for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, those are, and they're beautiful colors too. Beautiful colors. But anyway, that's kind of how it goes with my thread situation. Um, and Pearl, you said that's really nice. I like that. Um, Kara, okay, I read that. And Pearl, I had problems too, but I have a Husky cabinet now, and I keep my threads in that now. Yep, yep. It's really nice if you can put it inside of something. And Madeira has those drawers. You can buy the empty drawers, $300-400, or you can buy the drawers and with the thread in it, and that's $1,800, I think, for all of their colors. I think that's what I saw the last time I looked. I might be wrong. The 5 drawers. I think if you got the 5 drawers of the 100 millimeter thread, or what they call the mini spools, for 17.90, whatever, whatever. Anyway, um, okay, Carol, you said both your Bernina and your PR 1055 like Issachar. I haven't tried Issachar thread. I haven't done Robinson Anton either. And I haven't done the Gooderman thread. Those threads I have not tried yet. Don't have anything against them. I just haven't tried. And I don't know if you guys know the thread that I'm talking, or anybody, even if you're out there in Facebook land, YouTube land, and you could pop in and tell me. I cannot remember the name of the thread. It's spools, but it has like a little dome that comes with it when you buy it that covers the thread. If you know the brand name, that would be so helpful because I have forgotten what the brand name is. I would like someone to refresh my memory if they can. If not, I'll figure it out at some point. But that was the thread that I was considering at least trying to see if I liked it. And if I did, then I probably would start collecting that and it would have the dome on it. Then that's your solution right there. You can display your thread, which is beautiful to display and very convenient to display because you can see your colors. Now, what I have been lucky enough to do, I got enough boxes for all the thread that I have, except for some little bitty spools that I have. But I had an idea of how many spools I had, roughly 240 plus, right at 250, no, about 260, 275 total. You count what's on the machine and miscellaneous somewhere here and there, about 255 or 60 or so, not counting my little bitty ones I have because I know I got about 30, no, probably got about 40 of those. I got a lot of them. Anyway, I kind of knew what I had. So I ordered enough for 240 spools and it worked out really, really well. So that was not, that turned out okay. But that's it. So enough of talking about threads. Let's get into what the topic is for tonight because it's 8:17. So I talked a little longer than I should have about thread. But anyway, tonight's topic is something that is near and dear to my heart. And the main reason I decided to do this topic is because I need help. Um, you said you looked it up and it's called Heming. Is that the Hemingway thread? Okay. Hi Danielle, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Um, okay, it's the Hemingway thread. Hemingworth. Hemingworth thread. Okay, Hemingworth thread. All right. I thank you for that information. I could not remember what it was, but yeah, I am going to see about buying at least a spool of that thread and see how that works for me. And if anybody has any experience with it, let me know how that worked for you. Hemingworth thread. And why did y'all take me to Amazon? I ain't trying to do Amazon. I tell you, sometimes these things get on your last nerves. When you try to do one thing, it takes you where you do not want to be. Anyway, I'll look it up because it took me straight to Amazon. Amazon don't have it. It's $5.99 a spool. Okay, 5.99. That's not too bad because I can. It's about $1 more than what Floriani costs, where I can buy it. So that's not too bad. And I guess you pay $1 extra for the cover. So thank you for that. I will definitely. I don't have my notebook with me, and I don't have my pen. Hold, let me get over here and get a pen so I can take notes. Hemingworth thread. So I can look that up. But anyway, let's move on. The topic, as I was saying, is embroidery, organizing your design files. And like I was about to say, is that this is near and dear to my heart because I don't do it. And it is very frustrating to me because I had that's what frustrated me about my office, my studio. It was just cluttered. It was everything. Everything was everywhere. And I hate that. I like to have some semblance of organization. Even though it may not stay organized all the time, I need to have, at least in my head, some sense of organization, some idea where things are. It's over here, it's over there, it's up here, it's down there, whatever. So I can function. If I have to stop and spend 30, 45 to an hour looking for something that's wasted time. Gets on my nerve. Now, gets back to embroidery designs. That's where I am. And I know I have tons of duplicate designs because when I look and can't find it, I just go back where I bought it from and download another one and keep on moving because I don't have time. And that is not the way it should be. So I got all of this duplicate mess on my computer because I did not start organizing my designs day one. And that's been 3 years ago, and I have yet to do it. So shame on me. I still haven't done it even though I wanted to do this topic. What I have done is looked at different ideas and ways and hacks and suggestions and what have you as to how to organize your designs or even why to organize your design. Now, the biggest why, of course, is so you can find them. We buy designs. I venture to say I venture to say the majority of us, myself included, will purchase at least one design every week. I venture to say that at least one design every week gets purchased. I may go 10 days max, and I don't think I've ever done that, but I'm pretty sure that I have purchased at least one design every week, and it's been 3 years. And then usually, now I have to admit, I don't do it every day and I don't do it every week, but I often will buy multiple designs. I mean, I have spent $30, $40 at one time on designs, and you can get inexpensive designs. So that means I bought a bunch of designs at one time. I've done that on several occasions. Now, those designs sit on my computer unzipped or zipped rather, zipped. And then I don't know what I have because I haven't cataloged it. I have not uh, uh, put it in a file. I haven't done anything with it. And then I go back and want to know where is the design that I just purchased. I know I have it. I know it's on here. And then if you're buying a design that is titled by numbers and letters, which many of them are, then you don't know what they are. That's why I love if I can download a design that is unzipped. At least I know what it is because I do have thumbnails so I can see the designs if it's unzipped. If it's zipped, you can't see it. So you just got it. Now I have designs on my computer and I also have designs on an external hard drive. External hard drive. So I do try to back up my designs. Um, but and then I have designs on USB drives on the little pin, yeah, the USB drives. So I have designs everywhere. And like I said, I have multiple designs. I can go to a USB drive and I can pick up three of them, and all three of them will have at least one or two of the exact same design. That's just me and my unorganized self. So shame on me. I need to get better. I need to do better. And I was just talking to my girlfriend and I was saying, I'm going to have to, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this commitment. Don't know exactly when it's going to happen, but hopefully it will be very soon. But I'm going to carve out a whole week if I have to. Hopefully it won't take that long, but a whole week. And I'm not going to do anything but organize all of my designs that I have. Every one of them, I'm going to drag, pull, and wherever they are, hard drive, external hard drive, USB, wherever they are, and organize them and put them in categories and what have you, and do the whole 9 yards and make some sense out of it. But that is a promise to myself and a promise to you guys, my audience, and I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to let you know that I did it. And I'm going to be grinning and skinning and happy as a lark because then I'll be able to know what I have. And that will hopefully cut down on me buying stuff that I don't need. Because Carol, you said you get caught up when your favorite site has their 50% off sale and then you spend money. And so do I. I do that. And Embroidery Library is notorious for that. They get on my last nerves because they always having a sale. And I'm always buying at least one design, at least one design. I'm not as bad as I used to be because I used to go on there and I'd buy tons of them. But since I bought so many designs and I know I have stuff, I don't buy as many as I used to because if I don't think I'm going to actually do something with the design, then I try not to buy it, even though it's beautiful and it's tempting. I'm like, well, now what I'm gonna do with this design? Am I gonna actually put this on something? And if I don't think that that's going to occur, then I just try and say, okay, it's beautiful and everything, but I'm not going to buy it because I've gotten to the point where I have so many designs that I'm not even using. It just doesn't make any sense to do so. Hi, Jenny. How you doing? You said you need to do that too, and I have some, but not all. I guess you categorize them. And in Pearl, I'm not that tech savvy, so I know my designs all over the place. But I'm trying to learn this, and so I'm going to tell you. Now, I did my favorite AI. That's the first thing I did to find out what they have to say, and I asked them for to name some effective ways to organize your embroidery designs. And I told them to list at least five. And the first thing they said, of course, was to sort into folders. And you can create as many folders as you want to organize embroidery files on your computer. You can categorize them by designer, theme, type of design project, size of the hoop required, or the year and month that you purchased them, however you choose to categorize them. However, um, you have to do it what's going to be best for you and comfortable for you. I personally think, and listen to me like I'm doing it, that it should be categorized by type of design, like flowers, animals, um, cars, um, things like that. And then you can subcategorize and break that down to roses, tulips, so forth and so on. Animals, you break it down to lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, all of that stuff. You can do that. I think that and it's a lot, and that's one reason why I haven't done it because in my head that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. But it also will make it a lot easier to find when you have in your mind what it is you want. So that's my thought process and probably the way I'm going to do it. But again, you can categorize them by designer, whoever did them. Like you can put all your embroidery libraries in a folder. You can put all of your design by Juju's in a folder, all your Stitchtopias in a folder, all of your, well, you can't put all your Etsy's in a folder because, their designers all over the place, but you can. But whoever your favorite designers are, you can do it that way. Themes. We talked about that. That's type, themes, whatever. Size of hoop, all your 4x4s, all your 5x7s, 6x10s, 8x12s, whatever your thing is, you can do it that way. Jumbo hoop design, so forth and so on. That's helpful as well. To me, that would be something that I would do as a subcategory. Number two, printouts. Keep a binder for all the embroidery projects. This can be especially useful for single designs that you purchase. Now, I have to admit, I did start doing that when I first started. I have uh, big binders full of paper where I printed out the design and I printed out the color chart that went with it. And it had the stitched information and all of that. I have uh, binders of that, and I especially did it with Etsy. And I kind of got behind because I started buying so many, and I didn't keep up with it. with the cost of ink and paper and this, that, and just life. Life started lifing, and I just got busy. And I would buy the designs, but I wouldn't take the time to go ahead and print everything out. But I started that. That was my way of knowing what I had. Um, not the, in my opinion, still not the best way to organize your designs because you still got them all over the place on your computer. Even though you have it a printout, you know what you have, but where is it on your computer? So the printout is good. For me, the printout worked, or what's in my head working, because I wanted the color chart. I wanted to know when I got ready to do this design, the colors and the sequences of the colors and the stitches, all the information that you needed about the design, not just the picture of the design. I wanted all the other information. So that was my thought process because I didn't know any other way of doing it. Number three, software to organize. Now I'm going to talk more about that because that's very interesting. There are free and paid software options available that can help you organize your embroidery designs. Some software even allow you to view your designs as thumbnails. Number four, rename your files. After downloading a design, it is a good idea to change the file name to something more meaningful to you that will help you to identify them in the future. Now, that makes all the sense in the world. And why I did not do that or don't do it even now, I don't know, because it would make it easier to find, even if you didn't have them in folders. If you just had them on your computer, and you knew, okay, you downloaded a um uh mug rug flower, daisy flower mug rug, and you put daisy flower mug rug, then even if you don't have the picture of it, you know what it is. Even if it's still zipped, you know what it is. So you can go and unzip it, you know what it is. So that's simple and easy to do. So if we don't do anything else, that's what we need to do starting now. When you download something, rename it. If it's not named already where it's identifiable, just rename it when you download it. Don't even do anything else until you renamed it. Don't let that number stay there, because the only way that number is helpful to you is if you're going to download it and you're trying to find it. And then depending upon where you buy them, like I buy most of mine from Embroidery Library or Urban Thread, designed by Juju, and Etsy. Those are the places where I buy the majority of my design. And you can always go back on there and look at your history of what you downloaded and find it without the numbers. So you don't have to have that number name, is what I'm saying. You can name it for your own benefit and have it on your computer so you at least know what it is. And number five, it says keep zip files. Rename the zip file with the digitizer website and the name of the design. Once you extract the zip file, the folder will inherit the name of the zip file. Not quite sure what that means, but uh, basically what I'm saying is, I guess what this says is when you download it, just rename it. Even if you don't extract it, rename it so you know what it is. So whenever you do get ready to extract it, you know what it is that you're extracting. And then once you extract it, if you have decided to start an organization situation, then you can go ahead and categorize it and catalog it and do all of those things. So that's what AI came up with. So what else did I do? I uh, dived deeper, a little bit deeper, and I went to this site, sewingmachineisfun.com, and how to organize designs on your computer. And it has a picture like this. That would be so wonderful to have that organized like that, where you have all the pictures of your design with all of the information. This has the stitch count. It has the date the design was made, which that's not important to me, but it does have the stitch count, how many colors of thread you need, and it has the size of it, and it has the colors that is necessary. Now, in this particular presentation or documentation that I got, they're talking about 3 ways to organize embroidery files. And of course, everybody has their own preference and way of doing it if you're doing it. And you have to do what it is that you find easy for you and fun and what you're able to do. And they're making some suggestion. They said, however, here are some suggestions of methods, free software organizers, and an explanation of how she uh, um, keeps her designs and collections sorted neatly. Because she didn't do it in the beginning, just like most of us don't. Um, Number A, she says sort into folders. Whether you have a Mac or a PC, you can create as many folders as you want to organize your embroidery files. It's almost impossible to categorize and view embroidery designs efficiently if you don't have them organized on your computer, which is true. It is. However, creating perfectly categorized catalog folders takes a little effort, and it does. And that's why I personally feel overwhelmed. I do, all honesty. The more I think about doing it, the more overwhelmed I feel, and then therefore I don't do. So I got to get past that. I got to sip on me some wine and get past that because I'm not helping myself. I'm just making things worse for myself because I constantly buy them and they're there. I got to get I got to get better. So, um this is what she's recommended to do before starting to catalog her designs. First, unzip any files that are already zipped. I started doing that, and then I got overwhelmed again because I have a whole ton of them that are not they're still zipped. I hate zipped files. I like when you can download them unzipped. I love that. If I have that option to do that, I always do the ones that are already unzipped. Excuse me. You can't load zip files to your machine or view them as icon until they're unzipped. Now a great time is to take care of those extractions. You need to go ahead and do that. And so it says if you don't already have embroidery software with thumbnail view and download one that you can. And one of the ones that you can is um, Thumbnailer with Embroidery. If I recommend that highly. It took me a minute to figure out how that worked, but it does work. There are others that are free, but Thumbnailer by Embroidery works, and it works natively on Mac, but it is a paid software. It's not that expensive, it's about $40. Dime's Perfect Stitch Viewer is another one. I don't know how much it costs. And then they says another one that is free, Embroidery Explorer. And then she said that she would talk about that a little later as we move down. And she said, now ways by which you can organize designs and folder include the following. You can organize it by designer or digitizer that you purchase it from, like I mentioned earlier. You can do it by theme, such as butterflies, children, food, holidays. So those are the themes which make sense. You can do it by types of design projects, such as fonts, bags, quilts, felties, etc. So I'm glad she's explaining the difference between themes and types. So themes would be butterflies, all the children, all the food. different categories for that. Then you can do types, like if you got fonts, if you got a lot, like I do the disorderly thread zipper bags. I can have disorderly thread as my designer and put all my zipper bag things in there. Those that quilt, you can do the quilts. Those that do felting, those that do the little sanitizer things and the key fobs and all of that kind of cute little stuff that a lot of you all get from Designed by Little B. Those types of things. You can also categorize it by size of the hoop required or the year of the month that you purchased it. Now, the year and the month that I purchased it does not help for me. Now, I could add that as useful information, but um, remembering when I bought it is not going to tell me what I bought. So for me, that doesn't help. The size of the hoop required is kind of helpful because if I'm looking for a small design and I have it categorized for a 2x3 design, then I go straight there and I know where all my little designs are. And my 4x4s, my 5x7, so forth and so on. So that to me makes a lot of sense. And she said for her own organization, she ultimately created two big folders: embroidery fonts and embroidery designs. She did that first. She did put embroidery fonts as number one, embroidery designs is number two, or vice versa, whatever. But she had two big categories uh, folders first and then start breaking them down from there. So that is a good idea. And then she said she put all of her fonts in the font folder, of course, and split that folder into two more folders, her BX font and then her regular fonts, which is PES or DST. For me, it would be also PES or DST. Now, all I do have a few fonts that are just PES or DST, but 99% of my fonts are BX. I don't currently buy fonts that aren't BX files. Now, when I first started, I did not know about BX fonts, so I just bought fonts. Beautiful fonts. So I do have some, quite a few. Well, several, not a whole lot, but several, where you take them and put them in one by one by one. And I did that. But when I got in Brilliance and I discovered the BX font, that was the end of that. So everything I buy going forward has always been BX fonts. So when I look at any designer that sells fonts, the first thing I do is check and see if that particular font comes in a BX format. And usually it does because the designers are getting pretty hip to that and they are making that possible. So with that being said, it is less uh, I have less need for those fonts that are not BX because I can find just about everything I need or want that is a BX font. Um, and then she says she creates folders for the ones that she purchased and the ones that are free. Now, I don't know, maybe what I have found, and it's not always, but a lot of the free designs aren't desirable designs, and it depends upon what site you go on, where they are pretty good, but most of the ones that I have found is something that I don't really want. Sometimes I think Dime is one where you spend so much money, you are eligible for so many free fonts. I mean free designs. And I spend 30, 40 minutes looking for designs that I like well enough. Yeah, so you got 10, you can download 10 free designs. And I'm looking and looking and looking and looking and looking and looking to see what do I want that I may even might possibly stitch out. I don't know. But that's just my experience. Um, for all the embroidery designs she's purchased, she's organized them by the website she purchased them from, as she remembered things really well that she spends money on. For me, I used to be that. Well, I do pretty much, and she says, but not so much when it comes to mindlessly hoarding free design. Yeah, I don't. I don't get a lot of free designs. I do get free designs. If they offer a free design, normally I will get it. If I go on a site that says they have free designs, I will go look at them. So I don't turn my nose up at anything that's free. And if I have the opportunity to download some that are free, I will do that. But um, I've not taken the time to just separate free from the ones I purchased. Lastly, she organized all her other embroidery designs that she downloaded for free by categories and put them in their own folders as well. So that's fine. And then she has an example of the different folders that she has. And she has alleys, embroidery, animals, ballet, butterfly, cars and trucks, cartoon characters, Christmas, coffee and tea, Easter, so forth and so on. So those are just freestanding lays in the hoop, kids, fashion. So those are the categories that she has done. And she puts her designs in there like that, which I think is great. Now it says you can also duplicate files and have them in two places, which makes sense because if you say, for instance, you have flowers and you put roses in your flowers, and then you make a category for roses because you love roses, and you have all these different types of roses, different colors of roses, or whatever of roses, and then you put it in. You got flowers, and then you have roses. So I get that. I get that. What else did she say? Oh, she says she deletes all the embroidery file formats that she does not use. I have started doing that because, and I've, I've actually been a lot more careful depending upon where I get my designs from. If I have the opportunity of just getting the PES or the DST, sometimes you can get them all. You don't have a choice. They, if you buy the design, they give you every format, and therefore you got all these 59,000 designs with all of these different formats that you're not going to use. Now, you say, okay, what if you get a different machine and it doesn't, and it uses something other than the PES or the DST? Most machines, if I'm not mistaken, will use the DST. Now, some of the single needle machines will not, but I venture to say that most all um, multi needle machines would use DST plus something else. Single needle machines may be definitely restricted to their brand, whatever that may be. But so, say for instance, you venture out. I have brother, but what if I end up buying a Husqvarna, a bike as a file, a singer, whatever? Then I have to use their format. I have Embrilliance, and Brilliance can convert. So I still will not keep currently the formats that I don't need. I'm not going to keep anything other than PES or DST when I start doing my filing because it's just clutter. I don't need them. I don't see myself buying a different brand embroidery machine that will require me to have a different format. And again, if it does, then I have Embrilliance and I can convert it. So I'm okay. So that's not a big deal for me. But that's how, and she talks about the file, embroidery file converters, and there are some that are free, is what she mentioned. So she now talks about her printout. She has a binder. I told you that I have a binder, but the binders are huge and they get bigger and bigger the more you buy. I don't think that that is a good idea anymore because they now have software, and I'm getting to the software. So number C, software to organize embroidery designs. And she says she loves organizing embroidery designs on by files on her computer, but the designs don't show their stitch count, size, or number of color changes in the icon unless you open the design in software. Thus, she recommends having design organization software on your computer to display this information efficiently. And there are several different brands out there. But when you're choosing your software, you have to be mindful of certain things. Number one, do you have a PC or a Mac? And is the program compatible? That's very important because they're not always compatible. So if you have a Mac, you got to make sure whatever you buy works on a Mac. I know there, like Jeanette, she chose Embroidery as her software because she uses Mac, and that was the main affordable uh, software, embroidery software that she found that is compatible with a Mac, and that was her decision to do embroidery. Um, so just make sure whatever organizing software you get, if you choose to get one, it works with whatever operating system that your computer works on. I'm a PC person, so that's not a big deal for me because 99% of programs work on PC. Okay, is the program compatible with your current version of Windows or Mac? So now, if you have an older version, you may not be able to use some of these newer software. There are people that still use some old versions of Windows. I don't know about Mac because I don't know how Mac operates, but if you're not current with at least a 10, I think you may be in some kind of trouble with some of these softwares. Um, Number three, what information about the file is displayed in the program, and do you want any additional information? And that's like your size, your stitches, your color changes, and so forth and so on. Number four, can designs be tagged or categorized further in your software? And number five, she says, can you print the designs or that information? So the first one she does talk about is Two Stitch Organizer. And Two Stitch Organizer is an embroidery design software that allows you to see the thumbnails of your designs and parameters such as stitch count, design size, and number of colors. And you do have to click Add Folder to tell the program which files you want it to view within the program first. However, you can then tag designs so you can further keep them organized. There's also a great search function to find designs by keyword, and you can even sort by design size. Another thing is designs, using the hard designs you like and later filter them out. So the software designers are constantly releasing new updates to this free embroidery file organization software. So keep an eye out. So Two Stitch Organizer is a free embroidery organizing software. Now, if I downloaded that just a few minutes before coming on, so I haven't had a chance to look at it, but I am going to look at it and see if it's useful to me. Um, I did look at another one, and I'm going to talk about that one in a minute as well. Another one they talk about, lastly, if you're a Mac user, you'll be pleased to know that you can load programs on either PC or Mac with the Two Stitch embroidery organizer. Now, another one she talks about is Embroidery Explorer. It is also one of the best free embroidery file organizer software options. Now, I tried to open that and I couldn't, from her link. I couldn't open it, so I have not been able to download it, look at it, check it out, or anything. But the name of it is simply Embroidery Explorer. If anybody's interested in that, Embroidery Explorer. Um, so the third one is Buzz Tools or Buzz Explorer. Now, a Buzz Explorer I did download because they have a free 21-day trial. but the software is not cheap. The software is $149 if you choose to buy it, but it does a lot of stuff. It is an extensive embroidery design management software. One of the huge perks is that the other ones don't have is that it will remove duplicate embroideries design. However, we have to be very careful with that because I've been playing with it, looking at it, trying to figure out stuff, trying to find the appropriate YouTube videos. I have yet to find one. Every one that I find is Buzz Explorer 2 that was done 12 years ago. I have not found a tutorial, visual tutorial on the Buzz Explorer 4, which is the current version. I have found snippets where it show you how to do one component or another component or whatever, but nothing that shows you from beginning to, the whole gamut. So, and it's not for me, it is not that very intuitive. It reminds me a lot of what the Dime software looks like, and I know Dime sells it, but I was told it's not a Dime product. But I would venture to say that the people that develop either this program or Dime's program work for the same company because they are very much alike, in my opinion. Once you get used to it, it probably is very simple to use, but it's not that very intuitive to me. So she goes on to say, so if you're like me, you download more and more free designs and don't realize you've downloaded the same design multiple times. Now I know I have because if I can't find it, I'll go find it on the site that I downloaded that I bought it from and download a new one. I know I do that. That ain't the right thing to do, but that's what I do because I don't feel like searching through everything every time I'm looking for a design that I know I have. And so I said, I know where to find it. I'm gonna go here and get it, put it on my stick, and move on. And that's what I do. So that's not good, but that's what I do. Um, Other perks of this paid software include sorting by parameters, converting files, zipping and unzipping within the software, and then printing out design templates, actual size to preview on blanks before stitching, or as a design table of content. And it has a catalog, you can categorize. I mean, it does a lot of stuff. I guess that's why it's $150, but it does a lot of stuff. And like I said, I did download it for the 21-day trial. My mind is not made up because I've not done anything with it yet. I'm still trying to figure out what it does. And I know what it does, how to do what it does. But I'm also interested in this two-stitch explore embroidery thing because it's free and it looks like it does something very similar to that. Another one she says is Easy Organizer Suite. And this one has created multiple organizations and management software for crafting enthusiasts. Examples of their modules include thread organizers, sewing pattern organizer, quilt pattern, so forth and so on. I looked at it. I was not. It didn't impress me, and it cost $59.99. I was not impressed with what I saw, so it wouldn't be something that I would use. Number 5 is Hatch Embroidery Organizer. If you already have Hatch digitizing software, which I do, you have their Hatch Embroidery Organizer, which you can use to view your embroidery designs folders on your computer. Now, you can. I have gone into my Hatch and I have seen Hatch has some beautiful designs in there that I have yet to use. And I've also seen some of the designs that I've purchased, not all of them. And I don't know because I don't know how to use it correctly. I don't know how it um, to get them all in there, and I don't think it's a simple thing to do. but it's not giving me everything that the Buzz Explorer will give me. With the Buzz Explorer software, and keep in mind it's $149. I do like the fact that you can uh, not only view the design, and it says you can even view it in the zip file, and I did check that out, and you can. So that's interesting. You don't have to unzip it in order to view the design. You can view it in the zip file. But the other thing that it will do, it will in your categorizing process, it has all your information in there: the stitch count, the size, the number of thread changes, the color of the threads, everything that you need is right there. So it's not like the embroidery thumbnail where you just see the design itself. It gives you everything. And you can print this out if you want to, or you can just look at it on your computer, which for me would save me from my big printout that I was doing because it's right there. What I needed is right there. I got my color chart, I got my stitching information right there, right beside the design itself in one place. I like that. I like that a lot. So is it going to be worth 150 for me? I don't know. I haven't made up my mind. I have yet to make up my mind um, whether or not I'm going to buy it or not. Once you've sorted out your mess of disorganized files, setting up processes to prevent this from happening again is so helpful. For example, make it a point when you download files to categorize and store them immediately. Then you won't get stuck spending four straight, she says, Hallmark movies on the couch, reorganizing, renaming, sorting through the mess of your own making, as she did. And if the file doesn't have a descriptive file name, consider changing it to include the initials of the designer as well as a better name. Now, for me, like I said, going forward from this day forward, if I don't do anything else initially, I will be changing the name of the design when I download it. If it does not come already with a descriptive name, some of them I have do, but if it comes down with just those numbers and stuff, I am going to rename that zip file. What I really need to do is go ahead and unzip it. But I do know for a fact there will be some renaming occurring because I'm sick of not knowing what I have and I got to do something about it. Now, the other thing that she said is very important, and it is very important, setting up a backup or external drive. If your computer has little space left to house all these designs, or you're a worrier like me, like her, you can use an external hard drive or USB flash drives to keep your embroidery file or duplicates on there. I highly recommend you do something along that line. Do not keep everything you have on your computer and nowhere else because you never know when that computer is going to crash, something's going to happen, you can't get to your design. Or me personally, I like to put them on my USB stick as well because if your internet goes down, or well, internet is not going to affect your computer, but if something happens to the computer and you can't get it on for whatever, and you need to do some work, if it's on your stick, you can go ahead and stick it into the machine, and it'll tell you what's on the stick, and you can find what you're looking for. If it's not on that stick, take that one out, put another stick in there, and until you find the design you're looking for, and then you can go ahead and stitch. But if you have everything on your computer and something happens, then you're kind of out of luck. So get an external drive, get two of them, and get you some USB sticks if you don't have them, and put your designs on them because you definitely need to do that. And she says that she has USB sticks that she keeps her designs on, and she thinks that she'll use. She puts the ones on that she thinks that she's going to use soon, and then the external hard drive that mirrors her computer, which means it has every design she has ever downloaded duplicated to it, and you should do that. And of course, she also has a cloud backup, but there's something more reassuring about having a physical hard drive backup. I'm not a big cloud. I don't, anyway, I'm not going to talk about the cloud. And so she said that's all she has for you for now as far as organizing your design. And that is pretty much what I have because everybody else that I looked at pretty much said the exact same thing. And um, there is just a reminder of what I said. Tips for choosing an embroidery organizing program, what to consider or not consider, catalog images for sorting with notes or coding, like the Buzz Explorer. That's what it does. It catalogs images for sorting with the notes and coding. It works independently. You do not need another program installed for it to work. It works on a computer, either a Mac or a PC or both. You can print templates. You can print a catalog of designs if you choose to. And also, it says, as a perk, shows electronic cutting files. So that's something extra. Does the program offer other designs editing capabilities like thread libraries, color sorting, resizing, basic editing, and file converting? That's just an extra. Don't have to have it, but it's an extra. Um, the free ones don't have all of that. The one that costs $150 does have all of that, and then you got stuff in between. So that is what it is. Make sure that you um, will categorize your design, and that is pretty much what I have on organizing your embroidery designs. Now, how many of you are struggling with that you have not? Now, I know I brought this topic up at the sew along the other night, and I was pleasantly surprised that the majority of the people said that they do organize their designs. They have their mechanism. So I was a standalone. I was the standalone person that didn't have a an organization process in place. So shame on me. I'm embarrassed. I'm just putting myself out there that I didn't do it. I should have, but I didn't do it. Um, I'm one of these people. I jump in head first, and I did a lot of research on the embroidery, how to do it, how to set it up, how to hoop, how to run your machine. I did all of that kind of stuff, threads and stabilizer. I did all of that background study, but I did absolutely nothing as far as um, preparing me for the designs and collecting design. So it went totally over my head until I was totally overwhelmed. Like I said, I tried to start off with some semblance of organization when I started my book because I started that immediately because I knew I had a bunch and I was getting 90% of my stuff from Etsy. So every time I would even go back sometime and just print it off. And I did that because I didn't want to duplicate my purchases either. And I still have my binders. And I have tons of pages with the design and the color chart and all of that information. And I even had them dated. I even had, as they mentioned, when you purchase them. And I did that because that helped me go back to find them when I wanted to check and see whatever. So I started off with some type of organization process in place. It just got away from me because I just got crazy and started buying them, buying them, buying them, and then did not do due diligence as putting up a system, especially on my computer. I just start buying them and using them, buying them and not using them, buying them, can't find them, all of that kind of stuff. And so that just, yeah, not good. So that's just me. And that has made me thirsty. That was not a good thing. That is not a good thing. So any of you all that are new, that you're just starting out and you don't have a whole ton of designs, don't do like me. Start right now. Get into the habit of organizing your design. You will be so much happier that you did because it's going to make your life a lot easier and you're going to save some money and you're going to save some time. Because I honestly spent a lot of time going through my computer, my USB, my hard, everything, looking for designs that I say, I know I have this, I know I have that, I know I bought this, I know that, blah, blah, blah. And can't find them. And then I have designs that I have purchased from um, miscellaneous sites that I don't remember where I bought them from. Back when I was expecting my great granddaughter, and I remember my girlfriend and I were just having fun, going on various sites looking. And she said, "Oh, check this site out." And I'd go and check this site out. And we're on the phone and we're talking and we see this thing. And I said, "Okay, I'm gonna put this in my cart." And I put it in the cart and I buy. I can't tell you where in the world I bought some of these designs. I can't because I just bought them from an unknown site that had some cute stuff and I bought them. And I can't go back and trace. Usually I can remember where I bought stuff because I don't buy them from a lot of different places, but um, I have gone to sites that I don't go to all the time. So let me recognize some people that have come in since I started talking and see where. Okay. Hi, Marina. Hi. Thank you for stopping in and thank you for the happy pre-Valentine's Day. Yes, tomorrow is Valentine's and happy Valentine's to everybody. And I hope you're gonna have a wonderful Valentine. I mean a wonderful Valentine. Happy, happy, happy time. And whatever it is that you do, however you celebrate it or not celebrate it. If you don't celebrate it, child, don't worry about it. Ain't no big deal. If you do celebrate it, have a good time. Have fun. Um, Hi Jenny, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. And you say you need to do that too. You have some, but not all. And I guess you're talking. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. Um, And hi, Betty. How you doing from Somerset, New Jersey? Welcome, Betty Potter. How you doing? And then Carol, you said team print uh, out here. Love just flipping through the designs in a binder. I would write what I have named it in my on your computer on the top of the printout so I can use the search feature to help find it. Okay, so that's good. And Pearl, you say you love the binder idea. Robin, you say I just unzip them when I download them. Marina, if I attempt the dying software, you'll have to attempt organizing. Is that a challenge? We'll talk about that tomorrow night. We will talk about that tomorrow night. You are challenging me. Yes, I love it. Where did I stop off? Eh. Oh, okay. I lost my spot. Okay. And hi, Ann. Thank you for stopping by. And Betty, you say you love thumbnail. I do too. I use thumbnails. I'm so glad that it works now. And Marina, you say I really like Carly Bell's system. She already set up the category file system, and you can add your own too. Okay, I'm not familiar with Carly. Oh, you did tell me about Carly Bell. Actually, I purchased that, and I have to tell you, we'll talk about it anyway. Um, and you love Dime's Tool Shed, and you can try all their software free. Just can't save your design while it's free. And I have Dime Tool Shed, and I've not really tried all or everything that I've tried. I've purchased. I can use their their software, but it's not intuitive. It takes a little bit more effort for me to figure things out, and that I don't like spending a lot of brain matter trying to figure things out. And you say you have BES blue fonts and fonts on your three embroidery machines, and of course canvas space. Okay, okay. And you say you don't buy, so you don't buy fonts. Okay, that's good. You got enough fonts. And you said, and there's so many designs in Art Spira too. I have yet to use Art Spira. I got to do better. I got to use the Art Spira so I can tell you guys about it. So I have not used Art Spira. So I'm assuming that you like Art Spira, which is good. I know I'm not going to do the subscription, but we do have it free, and it is available on the big machines. I need to do something with it just to see. So that's another thing that I have to do. And hi Taisha, how you doing? Thank you for stopping in. Carol, you say you having brilliance now, so you should go through and delete the formats that you don't use. And thanks for the reminder. Yes, that's good. Just because you can convert them back if you need to. Um, Marina, that's the first thing I do once I download designs. I get rid of the extra formats that I don't use, and you only keep the PES and the DST. I just started doing that. And Danielle, you said, can a DST file work on Brother Machine? Yes, yes, yes. Brothers do DST and PSE only. DST and PES only. So yes, it will. And Marina, DST works on your Brother multi-needle. It will also work, if I'm not mistaken, on the single needle machine. Now you have Stellar. You have your Stellar, Marina. So doesn't it work on your Stellar, which is a single needle machine? How you doing, Marissa? Thank you for stopping in. Hi, Leslie. Thank you for stopping in. And Danielle. Um, Yes, you said DSC works on Brother multi-needles. If I want to use a DSC file on the Stellar that isn't in PS format, I take it into Embroidery and save it in the PS. Oh, okay. So it doesn't work on your Stellar. Okay, that's good to know. I hope I explained that okay. If she didn't explain it well enough, Danielle, we can talk about it tomorrow night and get a little bit more clarity if that is needed. Okay, I never thought to try any other file type. Maybe I'll see what happens when I try a DST file. Uh, and Robin, you say you're a disorganized mess. Join the club, join the club. Um, Robin, you definitely are not disorganized. You're just an enthusiastic collector. Thank you for saying that. That makes it sound a lot better. But I'm a disorganized mess. I go along with what Robin had to say. And Taisha, I have to organize everything. I have my knitting patterns by designer adult pants, dress tops, etc., children's sweater hats, socks, dresses, etc. Yeah, Taisha, you told us about that last Wednesday, and I was impressed. I was like, girl, please, I ain't got nothing organized. But you've had plenty of time, years and years to perfect it. So I'm still a newbie. I only had 3 years. So I got 3 years of unorganized stuff that now I have to organize. If you didn't have all your stuff organized from 35 years ago, I don't know how you would be able to function. So kudos to you to have your things organized. That's great. And you say you organized your sewing patterns by company, and so you can help uh, locate your stuff. Robin, you say your sewing patterns are the only things that you have organized in a pattern box. And Becky, hey, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. And you say you're late, but you're not. You're okay. And um, um, Val, are we meeting tomorrow night? I thought we had the day off for Valentine. That's true. Girl, you know I'm tripping. Tripping. We do have tomorrow night off. So we're not meeting tomorrow night. So don't pay me any attention when I say I see you tomorrow because I'm not. Next Wednesday, not tomorrow night. I'm tripping. We are off tomorrow night. Thank you for reminding me, Val. Thank you for reminding me. We will not be seeing each other tomorrow night. It will be the 21st. Tomorrow night is our Valentine. Now, I have to say, and I did mention this the other night, if anybody wants to meet tomorrow night, we can, because I'm available. Yeah, I'm available. Now, I'm cooking dinner for my husband. So, but anyway, I'm available. My girlfriend mentioned to me tonight when we were talking, Andrea, and she said, "Well, you and I can get on tomorrow night because we can do whatever, whatever." And I said, "Sure, fine, ain't no big deal." Because I didn't cancel it. I forgot to cancel it. So I got to confirm it with her if we're going to definitely do that tomorrow night. So I tell you what, anybody interested, if you click on and you see me, then that means I'm on there. If you don't see me, that means I'm not. let's let's do it that way. Because I'm not going to promise yay or nay, but there is a possibility. However, as a group, it was decided we were not doing it tomorrow night, that we were going to cancel tomorrow night and come back on the 21st. And that is still the official decision. But okay, Andrea, you say you're here, so that's good. She's listening. So if that's something she still wants to do, then that's what we're going to do. She and I are gonna hook up tomorrow night on Zoom and do whatever we want to do on Zoom. And anybody that wants to join us can just pop on in there. So we'll do it that way. Um, Robin, I have trouble sewing. Girl, yes, girl, girl, Robin. I was gonna get around to it. Hadn't forgotten you, and I didn't know. I was thinking whether or not I should shout you out or not, but it's not a secret since you put it on Facebook. And I had to look at it, and I said, "Did Robin? Is this what Robin?" Girl, Robin hurt her finger so bad. Oh my goodness! If you all don't follow her and you didn't see her on Facebook and saw her finger, it made my finger hurt. I'm being seriously honest. When I saw your finger, girl, I started having pain because I was empathizing with you in your pain because that looked so painful, girl. It turned my stomach and had my thumb hurting. That's oh Lord, no, she didn't. Jeez, you ripped your thumb open with your rotary cutter. How many stitches did you get? Girl. I know you are having trouble. Your finger, girl, my stomach turning right now. I'm a nurse. It shouldn't be bothering me, but it looks so painful, honey. I know you're in pain. I'm so sorry, but yeah, you all give Robin a air hug because she hurt herself so bad the other day with her rotary cuff. I mean, she just split that thumb on. She got those stitches showing in there. Oh God, it looks so painful. It really did. But she's a trooper. Um, it is gonna slow you down though, honey girl, because you always ahead of us. So this is gonna slow you down a minute. But you got 5 stitches, and it was your fault. I hope you wasn't watching me today. She said she was watching you too when she sliced her finger. Oh, she said I got 5 stitches. It was my fault. I was watching YouTube while I was cut. Oh my goodness gracious. Mm, 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 mm. It's yeah, she put the picture on YouTube and showed her thumb where she had just ripped it open with her. It's not ripped open on the it's stitched up, but just the mere fact that you could tell it was it was painful. I know that. You don't even have to tell me. It was painful. Trust and believe me. I'm a nurse. I know that well enough to know that was painful. That was not pretty. We have to be careful. Um, Eve with the baby's booty did the same thing a year or so ago. She ripped open her fingers. I don't know which one it was, but she cut herself with the rotary cutter as well. And she started using the ruler with the handle, the suction handle. She doesn't do it with her hands anymore. She used the cup and do the ruler to protect herself. You got to be careful. She said the cutter jumped the ruler. Yeah, it will. It will do that. I try because I'm scared of that. I'm scared of that. And I try my best to make sure my hands are out the way, kind of how you do when you're dicing and slicing in the kitchen. You cutting up your onions and celeries and all that kind of stuff, and they tell you to keep your fingers back like that when you're chopping. I kind of try my best to keep my hand out the way. It's hard to do because that's not how we're used to doing it, but I do try my best to do that because, girl, it needs to be some kind of guard. And I don't know how that would work, but somebody needs to get rich by creating a guard of some type that can be put on those rotary cutters so you don't get cut. Because, like Jeanette said, embroidery can be dangerous. Honey, you can sew your finger, get so comfortable with this machine back here, and it's doing this little thing, and you trying to move, do something, you want to straighten something out or pick a thread or whatever the craziness that you do, and you stick your doggone hand up in there, and before you know it, the machine done moved, and you didn't know it was getting ready to move, and it moved right down there on that thing. Now, I've sewn my finger before. That's why I know her thumb hurts. I didn't cut my finger, but I've sewn my thumb with an industrial machine years ago when I used to work in a sewing factory. And I'm sewing and sewing and sewing. I used to put linings together. So you put the seams together and you just sew it. So I'm just doing that, and this is an industrial machine, so it goes fast and it goes heavy. And I zoom. Next thing I know, that whole doggone needle went through my thumb and broke, and they literally had to take wire pliers and pull it out. If that thing didn't throb me for days, honey, ooh, wee, that thing hurt me. So yes, I and it didn't hit a bone, thank goodness, but that would have been worse. But yes, I know how that feels because, like I said, I sewed my finger with an industrial sewing machine, and that thing didn't play. It did not play. It far worse than any of the machines that we have because that thing is and it mm, yep, hit that hand and that needle went straight through my thumb. Sure did. But anyway, Pearl says, so sorry that happened, sending God's healing and speedy recovery to Robin. That's sweet. And Leslie, she says, sorry to hear about your injury. Take this time to heal and see you next Wednesday. Eve from the baby's booty did this too. And then I got the handle to protect myself too. I've been using that handle for a long, long time. But yeah, Eve cut herself too. And that, so there's two people that I know so far that have cut themselves with the rotary cutter. So we have to be very, very careful, very careful. So Robin is saying thank you to all for caring. And Leslie, she said, I got the handle when Eve cut her finger, and I have never. Girl, please. Oh, that was Becky. Becky said you never used it. Girl, use that handle. And Robin said, ouch. I guess she said, ouch for me sewing my thumb. Oh, I have a pair of chef gloves that I use to cut that I use, and they do have quilting gloves that they suggest to use when using a rotary cutter. Okay, okay. They have quilting gloves that they suggest to use when using a rotary cutter. That's good to know. And I guess you use your chef gloves when you're cutting in your kitchen. I've not done either one of those. I'm going to have to look them up. I have been very careful in the kitchen as well. And I have Cutco knives. I don't know if any of you all know anything about Cutco knives, but they don't play either. But I try my best to be very careful. Um, Carol, you say you're using the industrial right now on production sewing. Don't scare me. Been at it for 20 years and so far so good. Just be careful. I have no clue what I was doing. I don't recall because that's years ago. But obviously I was not paying attention because I sewed my hand. And I worked there for 6 years. I did that before I went to college. And I went there, I was working in a sewing factory. And just one day, that was my day to do it. That was my day to do it. Leslie, I have two of those handles. One is from Harbor Freight, and the other, the same one Eve has. I have two as well, two long rulers. One was a gift, and one I bought. I believe I want to say I bought it from Joanne, but I'm not sure where I bought it from. I want to say it was Joanne. And Robin, you said you sold Cutco's knives in high school. Yeah, I've had my Cutco knives for about 20 years now. I love them. I love them. The only thing about them, they don't do what they used to do. And I guess it was the pandemic. I don't know. But they used to, I had a rep in St. Louis that where I bought my Cutco knives from that came to me every year. And he would pick my knives up and get them sharpened. And he would give me a loaner set. And I would use the loaner set until my knives came back. But he literally would come to my house, pick my knives up, send them in, get them all sharpened up, and bring them back. They don't do that anymore. You got to mail them in and have them mailed back, and they don't give you a loaner and all of that. And I don't like that. I'm mad because when I bought those knives and everything else that I purchased from them, um, I was told it was a lifetime guarantee of if anything happened to them or if uh, they broke. I mean, they needed to be sharpened. And they will still sharpen them, but it's not free like it used to be because you gotta pay to set you gotta pay to ship them in. And it didn't used to do that. So I'm not happy with with Cutco anymore. That ain't making me happy at all. Cause I every once in a blue moon you'll see a Cutco rep at Sam's or someplace like that. And I've checked with them on two separate occasions, and this is what I was told that you had to mail them in. And I don't like that. Not at all. Pearl, you say you use electric scissors something. I have a pair of electric scissors that I have never used. I think I tried it one time and not comfortable with it. So mm, I need to get comfortable with them. But they're only good for straight lines, really. Is that true? Is that correct? Am I correct in saying that? Because I have, like I said, I've only used them one time. I saw somebody on YouTube using them, and she was very proficient with it. I mean, she could do her little twist, twist, turn, and cut, cut, cut. So obviously, it's not just for a straight line, I guess, because I think she was curving around with it, and she was cutting. That's what made me get a pair, because I think I got the same pair that she got. But when I tried it with my left hand, I did not feel comfortable cutting. So I guess practice makes perfect. I need to practice using it, and maybe I will get better and be more comfortable with using it. But I do have a pair of electric scissors, and mm, I don't know. I don't know. But you obviously you like using them, Pearl. Do you like using them? You must do. But I don't have any. I mean, I don't have any. I have little experience. Let me put it that way. I tried to use them, and I just didn't feel comfortable with it cutting out stuff that had curves and stuff with it. So I packed them away, and I haven't used them since then. But if that's gonna keep me from cutting my finger, with the rotary cutter, because those things are sharp. You got to be extremely careful and pay attention to what you're doing. And I know how we just and just be cutting like it's crazy. And they're dangerous because they are very, very sharp. And they don't play, obviously. They don't play. So everybody out there, please be careful, including myself. Be careful because I don't want anybody else hurting themselves. Because, like I said, though that looked really, really, really painful. And Pearl, you say you've been using them for years, so yeah, I guess practice with anything because a similar thing, but not the exact same. With doing appliques, I know the first time I started doing appliques, I thought appliques were difficult, and now I I like doing appliques, and I don't have any issues with the cut. I can take it and cut it and turn it and cut it and cut it and get it nice and close and everything. So practice makes perfect, and that's exactly what it was. I just got I jumped in there with both feet and learned how to cut the appliques and stuff, and it worked out. It works fine. So you just have to practice. Basically, everything that you do, you have to practice. And with embroidery, you have to practice. And I guess I'm gonna have to take my own advice and practice organizing my designs and doing all of the creating the files. And I guess I'm just going to have to do it and take my time and focus. And I mean, you don't have to have a software to do it. I hope I didn't imply that that is something that is necessary to have a software. to do your file organization because most people don't. Most people do their own filing system without a software. A software is just something that's going to make it allows you to do more. Now, when I say you don't have to have a software, I do feel that you need to have a file viewer of some sort, like a thumbnailer or a hatch organizer or the one that Dime has. Dime has one that's called Dime Viewer or something along that line, where you can actually, and they're not that expensive, where you can actually see the design itself once you have downloaded it. I do believe that you need to have something like that. The Embroidery Explorer is free. The two stitch embroidery software is free. What's the name of it? Two Stitch Organizer. That's the name of it. Two Stitch Organizer. That is free. So you have Embroidery Explorer, which is free, and you have um, the Two Stitch Organizer, which is free. The Two Stitch Organizer looks promising. It reminds me of the thumbnailer a little bit. So I do recommend, like I said, some type of file viewing or viewer software. But then as far as your organization is, you don't have to have a software to do the organizing. You just need to have a process. And your process needs to start with making folders and categorizing those folders and putting your designs in those folders. That's the starting point. So if you haven't done it before, that's what I recommend that you do. And Robin, I do need to get thumbnail. And Carol, I will be. It will be fun for you to find embroidery designs that maybe you forgot about. Yeah, it is. You're right, Carol, because I have found um, designs that I forgot about. And I had to laugh at myself because of that exact reason. Because I realized I forgot about that. Because I have this um, BuzzTool software trial on my computer. I have already seen designs that I forgot about. So you're absolutely correct. It is going to be fun and an eye opener because I'm seeing stuff that I have that I totally forgot I had. And I was like, dang, I forgot I even had this. I forgot I even had this. This is cute. I wonder what and unfortunately, there are things that I have not used, which you would use it if your stuff is organized and you know you have it. You'll go to it. You'll go to it because like today, I was looking, and I know I don't need to look at it because I'm doing a bunny um, table runner as my project. I'm doing a bunny table runner, so I already have applique designs for a bunny. But I was looking at something to put on a little shirt, and I know my daughter's on here, so she didn't know this, but a little shirt that I picked up for my great granddaughter because my daughter's going to visit later on this month. And I was going to send it, and I thought about a little bunny on it because Easter's coming. And so I was looking at designs. Now I said, I know I got bunny designs on my computer, and not just the bunny designs that go with my table runner, because I can simply pull one of those and put it on there. just common sense to do that. But I have other bunny designs, and I know that I have that. And then here I am looking to buy one. I don't need to buy one. I already have some. But then it goes back to finding them. Goes back to finding them, looking for them. Where is it? I bought this a long, long time ago. Where is it? And that kind of thing. So, yes, Carol, you are absolutely correct. It is going to be fun, an eye opener, and most importantly, a money and time saver. And that is, if you don't take anything away from this whole presentation, is the fact that you can save money by not buying the same thing over and over again. And you can save time because you'll be able to find what you're looking for easier and quicker than I ever do. Because I told you, I look and look and look until I get tired and frustrated, and I just go download it and keep it moving because I know I have it. It's like I can sit up and say, when my mind comes up where I want to do this particular design, then I'm saying to myself, well, I know I have this design or something similar to what's in my mind, but I don't know where it is. And therefore you start looking and looking and looking and looking. And then because I have so many designs on my computer that are still not unzipped, um, either I have to unzip it and see what's in there, or I don't know what's in there. Now with BuzzTool, you can look and see what's in there without unzipping them. And I did mention it that they will get rid of your duplicates. And they recommend that you save at least one file, which makes sense because you need to have, you don't want to get rid of something and realize you got rid of the last one. You want to make sure that you do definitely have at least two. But can you imagine the space that you're going to save and the clutter that you're going to get rid of by getting rid of duplicate designs? And when they say duplicate, they also mean the ones that are on there in different formats. Like if you buy a design off of Etsy, oftentimes you will have every format there is that comes with that design. They don't always give you the option to select the one that you choose that you need, like Embroidery Library and Urban Thread. They let you select what you want, so you don't have to get all of those. But a lot of other places don't. They just download the whole thing. And then it's up to you to get rid of the ones that you don't need. And I don't always do that immediately. So then I have all of these duplicates. And then I have duplicates on top of duplicates because I downloaded it again. That's clutter. And um, that's storage space on your computer where all that stuff clogs up your computer and slows it down and all of that. So another reason to do your due diligence and do your organization. So hopefully you've gotten enough information that will help you, those of you that have not been doing your organization, and do go ahead and do it. Val, you said, did I try the Carly Bell organizer? No, I downloaded it, and this is the issue. I downloaded it on my phone. The email address that I used to purchase it and download it goes to my phone. I have yet to be able to get it to my computer, so I've not used it, and um, I have not. I know it can be done. I know it can be done. I tried to send it to my my email that's on my computer because for some crazy reason, the email that I use on my phone disappeared off of my computer, and I've yet been able to get it to come back up for some reason. I don't know what's going on, but I couldn't get it to come back up. So there's something blocking it. I don't know what it is. So I tried to send it to my email that's on my computer so I can open it up, and it would not transfer. I guess it's some kind of, and I need to call and tell them I'm the same person. So y'all need to let me put this on my computer type thing. And I haven't done it because, uh, like I was saying when I first came on tonight, I've been spending most of my time for the past few days organizing this room. Um, Now it may not look a whole lot different to most of you looking. You don't see my, and for those of you who came late, you missed it because I showed you a little bit of what I did. But I took my thread off the wall, put them in cases, and I had to move things around, take something out, this, that, and the other, put something um, in order to make room to let out my cutting table. I wanted a full cutting table so I could do stuff. I was only using half of the cutting table, and it was just getting on my nerves because I couldn't lay everything out. And I had this table. I bought this table in order to lay stuff out. So I needed to be able to do that. So I finally made up my mind to bite the bullet and do what I needed to do to get the room situated where I could make room where I could let my cutting table out. So that's what I've been messing with. And then when you start pulling stuff out, because you have stuff pushed under here and under that table and moved here and moved this room looked like a storm had been in it before I did anything. And then when I started the rearranging, it looked like it had been hit by a bomb. It just was a mess. It was a mess. So it took me a few days to get it together because, I got a bad back, bad hip, bad neck, bad everything. And I could only do so much for so long. I did pretty good. I had to get down on the floor several times, and that was a chore to get back up, all of that. So it took me a bit. So Carly Bell had to wait as far as getting that situation taken care of. And I am going to try it and see if it's going to work for me. Just as I'm trying the buzz tool to see if it's going to work for me, I'm going to try the two stitch organizer. I'm just going to play with all this stuff before I make up my mind which one, if any, I'm going to use as my organizer. Now, Marina, you said that you like the Carly Bell, so that's good. That's good to know that it works. The little bit that I read, she does the binder. That's one thing. But she also does some digitizing. But I think it's just the, well, I don't know. I'm not going to say what it is because I have not. I looked at I looked at it on my phone, but I didn't do anything because, like I said, it's on my phone and I need it on my laptop. So that was a long answer. That was a long answer, but that's the answer to your question. No, I have not actually tried it, and I will. Now, Robin, you said you need to get thumbnailer. You have embrilliance. So I do recommend that you get thumbnail. I do. I think you'll be happy with the thumbnail. It's all seamless, it's all embrilliant stuff. And it does show you your design. It doesn't give you any information or anything like that, but it does show you a picture of your design, and that is very helpful to know what you have on your computer because When I put something on my USB drive and I stick it back into the USB port on my computer, I can see everything that's on that drive. So that's very helpful. I know what's on there. And when I download something, especially if it's unzipped, I can see it instantly. If I if it's zipped and I unzip it, it will go into a file folder. I noticed that, and everything is in that file folder. So really what I need to do is just rename that stuff and categorize it, and that would be um, saving some time. But even though when I open the folder, I can see the design, and that's because I have thumbnail. So you're going to be happy um, using your thumbnail because you do have embroidery. Now I do have, like I told you, I have Hatch. I have Welcome Hatch, and because I have Welcome Hatch, I have the Hatch organizer. And anytime I go into Welcome Hatch, because I do occasionally, I see all kinds of designs in there, beautiful designs that comes with that software that I have yet to use, which is so stupid because they have beautiful designs in there. But I also see some of the designs that I have purchased in there as well. So their organizer software does work as well. Um, but it doesn't work automatically like thumbnail. I have to actually go into the software itself for it to work. With thumbnailer, it's automatic. When I go into my download file, as soon as I download and I go into my download file, I can see my designs that are unzipped. I can see them exactly what they are. So, and then like I said, on my USB port and everything like that, when I put it in, I can see it, so I know what's on there. So that's how that works. So I think you'll be happy with all of that. So is there any other questions, concerns, or whatever? And I ask this question every week, and nobody gives me an answer. But what do you want me to talk about? Y'all need to give me some suggestions. And thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I always forget that um, I always forget it. But you know the drill. I need the thumbs up for the uh, channel to grow. It is growing. I'm getting more and more subscribers every day. Thank you for that. I do appreciate it. Robin, you said this has been great information. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I want to continue to give you something that you can use, something that you can benefit from hearing about. But I do need help for to think because I don't know what everybody is interested in. I try to think about what I would be interested in hearing and learning about, but suggestions are always welcome. And the other thing that I want to bring up is on the YouTube channel itself and the videos that I put up. Uh, if I can get those of you that watch, and I'm talking to those of you that are in the chat, as well as those of you that are watching out in Facebook and YouTube land, if you watch my video, not only do I appreciate the thumbs up and the subscriptions and the subscribers, but comments. Comments are extremely important. YouTube looks at that as a person actually listened and was interested and they actually viewed it. So, comments of some kind. And if you ask I love answering questions. So, sometimes I get a whole boatload of questions, and then sometimes I don't get anything. But, if you don't do anything but say, I liked your video, or I didn't like your video, or why did you say this, or what did you mean, or where did you get something, or how did you do it? Anything, just comments. Thumbs up, that's your like, notification bell, Share it with people that you think would be interested in it, and subscribe. That's simple, simple, simple. Now, Jenny, have you talked about different kinds of stabilizers? I don't recall. Yes, I have. It's been maybe 3, 4 months ago, but I have. Um, I have to. Well, I didn't get my highest views. I put it that way when I talked about stabilizer. And as a note, as you know, I've mentioned several times how YouTube does the analyticals. So, because when I shut down tonight, I always go and look at my analyticals because the analyticals will tell me um, how many people actually was viewing. Because what I see now is not actually the number because people view and they don't come into the chat. So when I shut down and I look at my analyticals, it'll tell me 50 people, 60 people, 80 people, whatever were actually viewing, which is great. So I know, okay, I have a viewership. They just don't come in. But it also tells me as the replay is played, how many people are interested in the topic that I discuss. And that is based upon if the viewership grows. And I love it when I get 100 and 200s and 300s and 400, which I get. But when I only get 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, whatever, after 2, 3 weeks, then that means the interest was not there. For some reason, people they do ask questions about stabilizers on Facebook. I see that all the time, but I don't know if that is a topic that draws people in. Um, Even though stabilizer is very important because if you don't use the correct stabilizer, your stuff is going to be whack. That's just all to it. If you don't use the correct needles, it's not going to be right. And I've talked about needles, and that's not a high rated video either. So needles and stabilizers and threads have not done that well, but I've done them. They're there. They are there. So, you know, uh, look at them, and hopefully you'll get the information that you need. Uh, and Jenny. And if not, you can always ask. Jenny said, I definitely enjoy your topics and look forward to the wind down too. Well, I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. And yes, please look at them. And I know it's hard to keep up with everything that I've talked about because I do go through and look at what have I talked about, what um, how has it been received, if it's been high marks or low marks or whatever. I do know that it has been suggested to me to kind of go back over some of the things that I talked about a while back. Now, I know I've been doing this, it looks like I've been doing this for about 10 months. It hasn't been a year yet. So I think it'll be a year in March, so it's more than 10 months. This must be the 11th month because I think I started March of last year, if I'm not mistaken. March the 16th or something like that was when I did my first live. So almost a year. I'm glad I thought about that because I got to have a little celebration in March. But anyway, this is the 11th month that I've been doing this. So it's it's time to maybe recycle some of the stuff that I have talked about already. So I will go back and look at some of the things and maybe do some recycling. What's the new information is or something that I didn't get a chance to add into that particular video, or if questions came up or what have you, I can do that. But I am still looking for new and fresh things. Now, I know that's also it's time to celebrate for sure. Yeah, I'm going to celebrate March. I didn't realize that it was that close. I didn't realize. I tell you, time be flying. Goodness gracious, time be flying. But what was I saying? I'm going to try to. Oh, I know what I was saying. It doesn't look like there's a lot of people that I talk to that are my audience that embroider for business, because there are a lot of business topics to talk about. I know Jeanette does a lot of business topics on her channel because apparently there's a lot of people that do business that watch her. And she does business because, and it makes sense to do that because that's what she does. It makes sense. I do business, but my business is nowhere near at the level where hers is. And I don't want to talk about a topic that is not of interest to my audience. If people aren't doing embroidery for business on my channel, then when I talk about it, it's something, okay, well, that's not what I do. So that's why I have not talked a lot about the business of embroidery, even though there's a lot to talk about with that and how it works and what you can do. And, I look at her stuff and I know she talks about buying blanks and where to get them, how to save money. And, go on this site, save money, get the thread and the bobbins and stuff, what she did on her last live. And then she talks about you know, basically, if you watch her, she talks a lot about business. So basically, that's what I'm saying. If you look at Crafty Puerto Rican, she does. I don't know if she does do live, but she does a lot of demos and she does a lot of rhinestones. I notice, and she does sublimations and stuff like that. Um, Now that I have my room kind of situated a little bit, I am thinking about maybe doing some demos, but I have to figure out what those could be that can be done quickly and efficiently. Because I don't like getting up doing something, messing it up, and everybody and their mama looking at it. I don't want to do that. And I remember when I watched Eve, and she would do little projects on her 4 needle on the 4x4 machines because she said most of her people are beginners and she wanted to show them how they could do something on that 4x4. And it was interesting. But then for me, it became uninteresting because that ain't what I do. So, you have to kind of know your audience. So I'm trying to know my audience and present what works. So, Carol, you said tonight's topic of the file organization is one that I have not seen before. So maybe putting this topic out in a video may be good. This is great information. Okay, thank you for that suggestion. I That's what I need to do when I start doing it, and I thank you for the information because what my plan is with the file organization. Once I do it for myself a little bit, because I know how to capture my screen now, I plan to do a video showing how I've done it and on my screen live and put that on my channel. So thank you for the suggestion, Carol. That's exactly what I intend to do, but that's going to be several weeks down the line because I got to get it perfected for myself first before I get out there and start telling other people how to do it and what to do. But you're right. I don't think I have seen, and it may be videos, but I don't think I've seen a video of anybody actually showing people how to organize their design. And even if it is, it's no big deal. It doesn't hurt to do it again. So I love that suggestion, Carol. Thank you so much. So that's very helpful. That helps me with an idea for my channel, but I still need ideas for my live. So um, it's 10 after 10, and I don't like holding people forever and ever and ever because you guys have been very good hanging in with me. I do appreciate it, but it's pretty much time to say goodnight to everybody. But I still do want, don't forget the thumbs up. Please don't like the video. That's important. But give me some suggestion. Go to my channel and go into the comment and just say, hey, on your next live, why don't you talk about this? Or why don't you talk about that? Or what do you think about this? Or, I try to scour the uh, internet, as you will, and look at what some of the questions people are asking. What I have noticed, and I don't know if this is a thing or not, but people selling their machines. What's going on with all this buying machines and selling them? What's going on? I don't know. Maybe I need to explore that because I see a lot of that. And I don't know if you guys are noticing that or not, but I see a lot of that. So, Pearl, you say, even though I don't have a business, I still get a lot of knowledge from hearing the information. Okay, okay, that's good to know. And okay, Robin, thank you and good night to everyone. She's saying good night because I know she probably don't feel good with her thumb. And Jenny, thank you again so much for everything you do and all the information that you provide. Have a great rest of y'all's week. Okay, thank you so much. So I'm going to say good night to everybody, and I will talk to you guys next Tuesday if it's the Lord's will. And for the So Long group, I will see you guys on the 21st. And again, like I said, hi, Arlene. You're hopping in and we're hopping off. Oh, I'm so sorry. Look like you're gonna have to watch the replay because I'm just saying good night to everybody. We've talked for a couple of hours, and I normally do shut down around 10. But I do appreciate the fact that you stopped in. Hopefully you will be able to stop in a little early the next time so you won't miss anything. But again, I do appreciate the fact that you did stop in. You thought about me. Thank you so much for doing that. Um, and I lost what I was saying uh, as I was shutting down. I don't remember what I was saying. When I look at this again, I'll say, okay, that's what I was trying to say before I got out of here. But anyway, oh, I know what I was saying. Anybody that wants to pop in tomorrow night, just check me out because I think Andrea and I are going to be on there. So I just wanted to remind you guys of that. So with that being said, good night to everybody, and I will talk to you later. Bye.